for a walk with Obie, and thought this might be a good opportunity for introductions. So, and then this is Obie, and we're just out on a walk. It's a really lovely day today, after quite a wet week really. So we're just going through the fields, just going to do a loop. So I actually have to do a run later. So this is my warm-up. I'm tired that he'll be out because he's not going to come out with me later. And I've decided it's time to run the marathon. I'm doing it quite new to event running, although I have ran for most of my adult life. But yeah, last year with a big amount of encouragement from my boyfriend, I ran my first ever 10k event, and that was Freda, race around the lakes. Had quite a anti-climax ending, not because of the time or anything like that. I just think I was so anxious about the whole day that once I'd done the run, I didn't really know how to feel, and had like a little cry and turned to Ryan and said, I don't really think event running's for me. And he was like, no, you'll feel differently about it later, you'll feel differently about it. And yeah, I did. So 2 months after that, I ran my first half marathon. This is before I'd researched anything about fueling, and I hadn't run that distance before, like a lot of people haven't, and taking on a race, I guess. It was the Hereford Half, which if anyone knows that one, it's incredibly big. So maybe not a great first one to try, although for me it was. I got a relatively good time. I got the time I wanted. I think I was a couple of seconds off matching my target time, and I guess that was the race that really gave me the bug. Yeah, so first half done, and I felt good. It was definitely that moment for me of, oh okay, running's my thing now. So straight after Hereford Half, I basically signed up to run Cardiff Half for Bernardo's through a friend. So yeah, I just wanted to do more, and I wanted to continue to challenge myself. And I was still new to event running, so Cardiff's a big one. I thought it would once again push me out of my comfort zone, so I was really motivated. So I'd ran Hereford in about 2:10, and then I did Cardiff in 2:13, and it felt amazing. Completely different atmosphere as well to the first half. Quite a rural race, Hereford Half, whereas Cardiff, obviously you're running through the middle of the city, and there's so many cheer stations, so much to take in. You don't need to wear your headphones, I realised, because you're entertained. Oh, I've seen a squirrel. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's just a completely different atmosphere, and I loved it. I guess before event running, Ryan was the only person that I'd ever run with. I'd always ran alone, even all the way through my teens and 20s, and I'd never ran further than 5k. I always thought, that's me. I just go out for a run every now and again, keep my cardio sort of topped up, and I only run 5k because that's as far as I'm ever going to run. So after completing Cardiff and having done 2 halves, I just wanted to push myself further really, and again with encouragement, pushing myself out of my comfort zone, I joined my local run club. And if you're worried about joining your local club or running with other people, sorry, it's really muddy, I'd say just go for it. It has been one of the most positive things that I've done for myself and for my running. It's made me feel more confident in myself, but also my abilities as a runner. and I don't go consistently. Some people go to every session every week, which is amazing, but I have to drive to sessions and drive back. Sometimes life doesn't always make that possible. So even going sporadically, I guess upping times that I go nearer to a race has really, really helped. And also it gives you you're more in the know about what's going on in the area, because people are always signing up for races. So it gives you the opportunity to do something new, try something new, and you just get encouragement from your peers as well. So yeah, if you're umming and ahhing about it, I'd say just go do it. That was the end of last year, and this year's been a pretty similar run of races, to be honest with you. I got my first PB of the year, the Hereford half again, where I ran a 2:03. I was so happy. I had a really, really great day. I'd really focused on my training. So 2:03 on a really hilly course on a hot day, I was so elated, and yeah, I just wanted to push myself again. And so I was that close to a sub 2. I was just desperate to get it. Also, I forgot to say that last year was the first time I'd ever done parkrun. I've yet to do 10 parkruns. I haven't been for months. But obviously, trying to get your 5k PB at parkrun, well, it depends what parkrun you do really. My local one is relatively flat, but it's not a particularly nice track to run on. Yeah, so I was working at getting my 5k down as well whilst signing up for all these races. And my local run club does a spring series 5k. So it's 3 different races throughout the spring, 1 a month, same course. It's a really flat, fast course. Last year I got my 5k down from, I think, about 2 years ago when I started properly running, I was just under 30 minutes. 29-minute 5k would have been something to be like really, really proud of, which, I mean, it is, isn't it? But at the spring series, but in the second race, I ran my still existing 5k PB, which is 23:55. So that's still a focus as well. I'd like to get sub 23 at some point, but one focus at a time. And then it's Cardiff again. Anyone that did Cardiff this year will know it was humid, it was a bit rainy, it was lovely and windy at the barrage, and for me it was great conditions. My training had all gone really well. I woke up having a great day. I'd stayed at my friend's house, had a nice quiet breakfast. Her little girl had given me loads of encouragement that morning. And sorry, we're just going to navigate to a piss again. Come on, Obes. There we go. And so yeah, I kind of just had the best day. And there you go. Yeah, got a PB. So I ran Cardiff in 1:54:56, which was a massive PB. And I was really, really pleased about it. But I guess the main thing for me was, because I was feeling so good, and because it was a great day and the conditions were great, it felt easier than I had anticipated. I guess for me, what I need is the challenge. I need the challenge. I need to feel like I'm pushing myself, and I need to feel that almost overwhelming sense of emotion at the end. I crossed the finish line. I'm really, really happy that I had got a PB, and even before I picked up my medal, I was like, I need to run a marathon now. So there's only a couple of things I have to do now, and that is pick which marathon I want to do and train for it. There's 3 that I was considering. So Newport, that's flat and fast. Thought it might be easy, and I'm going to have a PB anyway because it's my first ever marathon. But I thought, give myself an easy course. Then there's one in Pembrey, along the coast. It's a lovely part of the world. Views are quite important to me. Just completely takes your mind off what you're doing. Or another seaside one would be Brighton. Now that would be travelling further away, which requires staying overnight. I think Pembrey would as well though. But it's along the beachfront. I love Brighton. So yeah, those are my options. At the moment, in my tabs, Newport is the one that's open. Newport's the one I'm looking at. And Newport may possibly be the one I enter. I just need to book it really, because then I'm accountable. And once I've booked it, and it's in the calendar, then I can't go back on my word. I have to do it, and I want to do it, and that's, I guess, the most important part of it. I hope that's given you a bit of an insight into what running means to me and where I hope to be in the next 6 months. When I get home, I'll have an electrolyte, maybe have a little sit down, prep myself to go out for this run, decide what route I'm taking. I'm a bit concerned because the weather's been so bad that some roads might be a bit difficult to navigate. It's quite rural around here, as you can see. And then later I'll let you know what training I've been doing this week. And it's been pretty laid back. I mean, it's the first week. We're going to get home. So the last workout of the week has been completed, so I'm just going to talk through it. I think what I want to gain from this diary is reminding myself that sometimes it doesn't always feel good. When you reflect back on it and you see the pictures, or you see the medal, or you see, you know, the little Strava awards, you tend to forget that it ever felt bad. And it's not that I want to reflect on those elements, it's that I want to remember that sometimes when it does feel bad, you can do it anyway, and it can be rewarding. And I guess that's what I want to take from making a diary through this training block, because I'm doing something that's so new and quite daunting. I just feel that it might be helpful to have that information at hand. So the week started, training week started on Sunday. Obie and I went out for a really lovely 10k actually. I wouldn't usually take him for a 10k. A 5k we've done plenty of times, but sometimes by the end of the run I'm just dragging him around. He's tired, he's fed up. We do sort of breaks throughout the run. There obviously needs to be toilet breaks, sniff breaks as well. And it's a reminder to me, you can enjoy running slowly. It's really important to your practice, and you can slow down and stop, walk a little bit and enjoy it. So yeah, just a really, really enjoyable, nice run. And Obie's a really great pacer, pulled me along even towards the end. So I think we had a relatively good pace throughout. That brought us to Monday, where I took on some light weight training. Now, last year I got a squat rack and a barbell and then a few plates, just enough to get me lifting to sort of a heavy amount for me. I've not really done much weight training in the last few months, maybe 6 months. I'm going to introduce strength training back into my practice for marathon training.
So yeah, Monday's weight training session was actually quite enjoyable. I did try to get footage of it. Used the time-lapse setting and did not realise that you can do different speeds. So I'll insert a very, very short part of that clip so that you can see how it's just too fast. And then Tuesday was a club run. So really enjoyed it actually. It was nice to get back running with a group. It was really chatty. We did just over 5 miles at the standard pace that we go between is 9:15 to 9:45. It's a lovely group of people. Sometimes it's a smaller group, sometimes it's a bigger group. Tuesdays was a relatively big group. We did a pretty easy lap and yeah, just had a really, really great time. Oh, big stretch. Wednesday I decided to do yoga. I used to do yoga a bit more often than I have been. It's been pretty non-existent recently. But especially after Cardiff half, I noticed that my neck and my back were really tight. So I don't know if maybe I was running like a bit hunched, but my back was really tight for a few days. So I thought that maybe adding a bit of stretching, and I enjoy yoga. It's, you know, it's challenging in different ways. So I did an easy 35-minute session of yoga. I had very limited space, so I squeezed into my little gym corner, and Obie did try and join me for a few little moves. Didn't you, bud? Were you doing the yoga? Yeah? Thursday I allowed myself a rest day. They're allowed rest days, they're very, very important. And it did set me up for a better run on Friday, I think. However, we'd had that really terrible storm on Wednesday. The roads around where I live are, you know, country lanes, and the floods get really bad. Sort of rivers running down the roads. I tried to do a Garmin workout on Friday. The aim was to go for 42 minutes. I managed to do just over 30, but then that's, for me, on a nice easy run, that was 3.5 miles. And yeah, it allowed me to scope out the area to see what the roads were going to be like for Saturday's run. So today, after going for a walk with Obie this morning, I came home, made sure I was hydrated, made sure I had something in my belly to fuel me, got my running gear on, and headed out for a run. Again, a Garmin workout, recommended workout. And so I thought it was 1 hour and 18 minutes, but actually it was only 1 hour and 8. So I was quite happy about that. So I figured I could do 7 miles. And I did. I did manage 7 miles, but I did go through a lot of flooding. There was one particular section where it was just relentless and it was up past my ankles. So I did wade through it, and that was at 1.5 miles in. So 6 months ago would have probably shed a tear, maybe even turned back and tried to go another way. But I'm really trying to grow and progress in my attitudes. And a little bit of water isn't going to hurt. If anything, on a day like today when it's sunny, it's going to cool you down. Anyway, it was more like a trail run, to be honest with you, than a road run. Because of the bad weather, there was a lot of grit on the roads, there was a lot of mud. I had anticipated it to be like that. It meant that I could keep my pace really low, and yeah, just had a really lovely 7-mile run. Gonna have something really good to eat now. So I hope if you've stumbled across this video that you've enjoyed seeing my week of training this week, and a little introduction from me and Obie, who, oh, he's there. You're gonna say goodbye? You're gonna say goodbye? We'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.